And I don't want to call it a hangout, even though it is a hangout. I really want to call this as a something more, something deeper, something more grandiose than that. I just want to call it the BIM reunion, and really a place where one of the things that I wanted to do tonight is get very, very refocused, if that's if you can put it that way, on our vision. Why are we here, right? Why are you still here? Why am I here? Why are you here? And if you have a team, why is your team here? And really paint lay out a roadmap here for what's about to happen within Big Idea Mastermind, within your teams, and how it's really just a call for us to get together. I know it's been a while since we all, got together last, right? It's been a while since we had a hangout, and I can, I'll fill you guys in on a little bit on what's been going on here behind the scenes. But I told you, I've been telling you guys this from the very beginning, ever since the start of Big Idea Mastermind. If you are just joined us, maybe you signed up under somebody, just recently here, I just want to welcome you. For those of you guys who are looking at me and you're like, who the heck are you, man? My name is Vic Strizius, and 2012, at the end of 2012, we had this crazy idea. I had this crazy idea. I said, you know what would happen if we did something that would be, kind of revolutionary, kind of crazy a little bit in a way, right? What if we could do something that, other people would think impossible? And the vision was basic. The vision was, how can we, make a massive impact and massive influence in the community, in the marketplace, and do what, most people consider to be the impossible, right? And so, fast forward, 30 to 60 days later, Big Idea Mastermind is born, and the idea was basic. The idea was to help a lot of people achieve success. Whatever success means for you, more time freedom, extra few bucks a month, or an extra a lot of money, right? Thousands of dollars per month, like in the case of, a lot of the members. And it's been very, very rewarding, and very, I've been very privileged to be a part of our journey. What's been going on here over the last year and a half, really, with Big Idea Mastermind. We started with just a vision, and to watch so many of you guys get started from the zero, from the ground up, right, and achieve success at record-breaking speeds. And then, for us to get together, with BIM Diamonds, if you guys are BIM Diamonds, and get to hang out on boats and yachts and private islands, and just having a great time, man. For me, it's an awesome time. When I think about that, it brings back good memories. For those of you guys who, Miles, Polo, you guys been with us, Agnes, I know you've been with us, Ella, what you guys think about that stuff that, we had going on?
Awesome. What else can we say? Just feeling extremely blessed, Yeah.
I was at the first diamond retreat that you did in Miami, Florida. It was just incredible. I loved it.
At that time in Hawaii, Vic, which was a long dream of mine to go to Hawaii, it was because of BIM and the diamond retreat that allowed me to go to Hawaii. So I thank you for that, because that was the best time ever in my life. So I'm still very fond of that time we spent there.
I think, Paul, that's where you got your start, didn't you?
Yes.
That Hawaii retreat, because really, I mean, we had the Hawaii retreat. It was January, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was the end of January or so.
February. No, it was around Valentine's Day, because
yeah, it was around February.
Valentine's.
Right. So it was around February, and I remember I remember us sitting in that room, and there was like 100 and something. And initially, a funny story for those of you guys who don't know this, but when we launched Big Idea Mastermind, I said, anybody goes all in and purchases all the products within Power Network, we just call them, the diamond level membership. And I was like, we might get like 30 people, 30 people to go all in and purchase all the products. So I figured, I'll just do something really cool. For me, it was never about money. Once you get to a certain point in life financially, it's never about money. So, and that's what I want everybody. That's my like one thing that I'm going to be talking over and over and over again is getting you to the point where money becomes no longer an issue for you. When money is no longer an issue for you, regardless of what you're doing, whether you're with Big Idea, whatever you're doing out there, Empower, Doobly, Zig, blah, 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 whatever, right? It doesn't matter, man. When money becomes no longer an issue for you, when you get to the point where you're truly independent of anybody, of anything, and you know what it's like to go out there and just produce results with anything, right? That's ultimately where you want to be at, and that's a lot what we're going to be talking about tonight, all right, is getting you to that point, because I think when you're at that point, you get to call your shots, and which is awesome, right? So for me, it was never about money when I was launching Big Idea Mastermind. It was more about creating a bigger impact and more positive influence in the community. And I remember thinking, if we just get 30 people to go all in, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that money, reinvest it back, and I'm just going to rent this mansion in Miami, Florida. Right, the house that I was looking to rent was like a $25 million mansion, and so I reserved it. It was like $100 and something thousand for to stay there for a few days. I'm like, no problem. I'm just gonna rent that. We're just gonna hang out. I'm just gonna bring 30 people, that go all in, the diamond level, and we're just gonna hang out in the mansion for a couple of days, and everything's gonna be okay, right? So I did not know that we would not get 30 people. We would get like 160 people to go all in. So all of a sudden, that house that I paid deposit on big bucks was not capable of holding 130 people or 160 people. So we ended up keeping the house because there was no refund on that. So I just ended up staying there with my family, and then we rented a hotel, and we had our retreat there. And Polo, I remember you coming there, and you were just about to, you were still grinding, you were still trying to find your way around the internet, right? You started with me with High Traffic Academy, which was like 6 months or 8 months prior to that, or like a year prior to that, and you were just trying to figure your way out. And for those of you guys who don't know Polo's story, Polo, if you just want to take, do you want to take like literally like a minute max and just kind of briefly run through what's happened?
Sure. Prior to starting with you, Vic, I was trying to make money online for like eight long years, and I never managed to make any money. As a matter of fact, I managed to lose over $30,000 just trying all these deals, all these crazy programs, push-button softwares, betting systems. I had to win the lottery win mentality, so I never really made any money until I came across you, started learning with HTA how to generate traffic. And then the story is obviously when I came to see you in Miami, I was a newbie as far as making money online. I never made a dime. As a matter of fact, I had no sales when I came to see you in Miami. I was probably only a few, but I was very, very fresh, very new, didn't know what I was doing. And then to meet you in Miami in person, meeting David Sharp in the house with you, it just blew my mind. And it just really, what it did really, to be honest with you, was it made my belief system go through the roof. That's what it did. I went to another level, and after leaving there, I just knew that this was going to work for me, and it did. So I put a lot of, as a matter of fact, I never told you this, but I took out 3 loans to go to Miami to be there, because I've just gone all in Empower. I spent over $5,000 to do that. And then to come over to Miami, which I never flew to America ever in my life, I had to take out 3 loans actually to go there. So I made a huge sacrifice, guys, to be there with Vic. And the reason why I'm telling you these stories, because I believed that if I would be there, if I would attend that event, that things eventually would change for me. And it did. And it was a huge payout, because out of that event, I had my plan. I had my foundations on how everything would work out. And I made a commitment in that event that I would make $250,000 this year or last year, because this was in 2013. And then it just blew my mind when I actually made 419. So I blew up completely that goal. And income disclaimer, obviously, this income is not typical. But I just want to impress upon you guys the possibilities that you can have, because if I've done this, so you can do this as well. See, so thanks very much for the opportunity to obviously be here and share my story with you guys. And I hope you get inspired. So Vic really changed my life, and attending that event absolutely changed everything for me. And I can't thank you enough for that, man.
And you know what I want, the reason I asked that question, Paulo, was specifically not, it's the thing is this. We change, right? We change our results, we change our business, we change, our situation, either out of desperation or inspiration, right? And if you want to change your business out of desperation, it's going to be pretty difficult, because the energy that you put out there, right, is desperate energy. You're like trying, you're grinding, you're trying to make it, and it's not working out for you. You're forcing it. You're trying to force it, guys. I want you to pay very, 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 very close attention. If you're watching any other Hangouts, if you got any other windows open on your computer, I highly recommend that you should just shut everything down, because what we're going to talk about tonight can be transformational for you. Okay, guys. And you want to stay till the end of the webinar, because I will be giving you something very important that I think you don't want to miss. Okay, so whatever you got going on, I highly, highly, highly encourage you. I don't know if this is going to be available for replay or not, because truly what we're doing is this is BIM reunion, but at the same time we want to weed out anybody who is not, who does not share the vision, who kind of just wishy-washy, iffy, and not 100% sold on the vision. Okay, so there's a strategy behind what we're doing. There's a strategy behind everything. Okay, so stay with us. Be focused, be present here, because I think this can be this day can be very important for you. The reason I'm saying all this, and Paul, the reason I wanted you to share your stories, because folks, this is you just heard from somebody who is by any means nobody that's extraordinary, right? A regular dude who just said, what, I'm just gonna do whatever it takes. Right here, this dude right here that you're looking at right here, myself, right, Vic. That everybody think you got to be born into some special family. You got to be you got to have some magical abilities. You got to you must be somebody who is just not like everybody else. The truth is I believe that you are watching this video right here, right? You're watching me right now. I believe that you, me, Paulo, Miles, Ella, everybody we got here on a hangout, on a panel here, that I want to bring out here in just a few minutes, and as I'm making some really, really, really cool announcements. Folks, I believe we're all the same, okay? You and I, we have same opportunities. We all have same potential, okay? Don't let anybody poison you by telling you that your potential is not the same as somebody else's potential. I believe everybody has the same potential, okay? The question is who are you listening to? Who are you, what direction are you focusing on, right? And I think that makes a difference into what kind of results you're going to have in your business. Okay, so Paula, when you came to, this is how quickly everything can change for you, okay? For me, it was about 90 days when I found a mentor. Paula, for you, it was, you came to Miami. It was in February. You were at zero. A year later, you've earned over $500,000, right? Something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was 419. I'm on 635 right now. I think I end up the year at 419, or don't quote me, but it was over $400,000. Yeah. Right.
Now let me ask you this. When you get to the point where all your bills are taken care of, right, and everything is cool, how does that feel to be able to, to look back and say, what, I've earned $600,000, and here's a story. One guy I was talking to, he is like, man, he never earned like six figures income in a year. And when he started to earn big money, I'm talking about multiple six figures. You know what he told me? He's like, man, I was thinking like, well, if I would, when I get to the point where I'm earning like $100,000 a year, I would be like different person. I would like think different. I would like feel different. And he said, when I got to the point where I've earned $100,000 or $200,000 and $300,000, I mean, it's like, you're still the same person, right? And so what I think is very important for everybody to understand here, folks, is why are we here? Why are we doing this, right? And I want everybody to focus and really I want to challenge. I want to put this challenge out there for everybody here. We got 1,153 people here in the room right now live. I want to challenge everybody to buy into the vision of something that's more powerful, that's higher than just a buck. Okay, guys, we're going to talk about exactly how do we get there, the step-by-step. In fact, I'm going to lay out a step-by-step road for everybody here tonight of how you can achieve your dream. Okay, so I say this. I say, this is the BIM reunion, and guys, I see some questions are flying in, like, what, did Vic leave Empower and all that stuff, relationship between BIM and Empower, what's been going on lately. We'll get to that in just a moment, okay? I want to lay the foundation here, and I want everybody to be very, very clear on why we're here, okay? And we're here because we want to make massive positive influence and impact in the world, and do the impossible, because I believe when a group of people comes together with a laser vision, laser focus, you know what, that group of people can do the impossible, okay? And I believe that, we have that. We have those people here. I don't know who you are. I don't know, if you share that or not, but I believe that with all my heart, that if you're here and if you have a vision that's higher than just to make a buck, you, my friend, can be successful beyond your wildest dreams. And of course, we're here to talk about how do you actually bring that all together, okay? So here's the agenda, folks. I want to talk about several things here tonight. Okay, we got some very, very cool announcements, and then we're going to talk about you, really. That's what we're going to do. What's been going on? Most of you guys have, most of you guys know the backstory, right? How long has it been, Miles? Do you remember? Since that whole, incident with Empower and Big Idea and
Yeah, Vic, I think
like the time flies. Like I did this time
around April. Yeah.
It was several months now already, right?
Yeah, it's been about 4 months.
July, August, so 4 or 5 months, something like that. So here's the thing, right, folks? So the idea was behind Big Idea Mastermind, and I've been very clear from about this since the very beginning. I said, look, if you want to make money, right, don't depend on any system. Don't depend on on anybody. Learn to walk on your own 2 feet. Okay? When you learn how to walk on your own 2 feet, you can be independent. When you learn how to drive the car, you become independent, right? When you don't have to wait for somebody to get you around. When you learn how to ride a bicycle, you become independent, right? When my daughter, who is, she's 9 months now, and she's learning how to walk, she's very, very excited about, about learning how to walk. She's learning how to become independent, all right, folks? So the idea of learning how to be independent in your business should be an exciting part of your journey. Okay, you guys with me so far? I want to make sure we get this stuff is making sense for you guys. Okay, because we're going to talk about how do you become independent in your business. Okay, so you don't have to have somebody holding your hands all the time. That's what everybody else is doing. That's what most of other sponsors out there, folks, in all these other network marketing companies, they're trying to, hold their people bondage. It's just by sticking their 2 fingers in their hands and say, hey, hold this and walk with me. I'm just gonna carry you, all the way, right? But as soon as they let go, all of a sudden, what happens to the person who is holding their hand? That person just falls down, and you have to start from scratch, and you have to, grind again, and it's just not cool, right? You don't want to be in that boat, okay? You want to learn how to walk. You can hold somebody's hand for a while, for a little bit, but your whole intention is, you know what? How do I become independent as soon as possible, so that I can join anything I want to join? You have enough knowledge in yourself right? As you're learning this, you have enough information that you've accumulated throughout your journey, whether it's 2 months, 3 months, or a year, or several years, to be able to inspire others with your information. And you know what? Become the so-called expert, become the so-called guru, right? And then your business is going to multiply. We're going to talk about how do you actually engineer all that stuff. I'm really going to break this down for you guys. You're going to love it, okay? But the idea is, I just want to make sure you guys get the basic idea, okay? Is becoming independent in your business. Now, the idea behind Big Idea Mastermind was to teach people how to do that. Okay, and it was never to depend on any one particular system, but nonetheless, 4 or 5 months ago when we had that webinar, when I announced, additional products we might be rolling into Big Idea Mastermind, Empower Network got a little, I don't know, a little scared or something like that, but it was a little, we had a little heated discussion going on, and people thought that Vic is going to be opening up his own opportunity or his own thing that's going to compete with Empower Network, which was not the case, or never the case, and so. Due to some personal reasons, and also the fact that I told you guys that I got contacted in a state that I live, South Dakota, right? They have weird laws about what's considered a business opportunity, what's not, and if it's a business opportunity, then there are certain specific guidelines you have to follow, and all that stuff. So still kind of going back and forth. Due to some of that stuff, folks, here's what we've decided, and this has taken me a very long time to, very long time, for the last 4 or 5 months, is to really figure out, what? I said, look, we've got 35 or so thousand people in Big Idea Mastermind. This is the entire organization, and I think we're in like last time I checked, like over 117 different countries around the world. My intention was, I see Big Idea Mastermind, you guys, as really as my second family, and one thing that you will know is that when it comes to family, I don't let nobody mess around with family. That's one thing that I don't tolerate. Nobody's going to mess around with family, right? And so and so I have to be very, very, very careful what I say and what we do with Big Idea Mastermind. And one of the things that constantly was in my head is, how do we help you guys break through? A lot of people have succeeded. A lot of people achieved tremendous levels of success with Big Idea Mastermind, but not everybody. Okay, and you're watching this. If you're that person who did not get you did not reach your goal, I want to talk to you tonight. Okay, I want to first of all tell you that never give up. Okay, this is I believe what we're about to do here with Big Idea Mastermind. It might be a second chance for you. It might very well be the last chance for you. It might be one of those things that a second what they call maybe an opportunity that comes around the second time, and if you really take it seriously, right, it could potentially possibly change everything for you. Okay, and I'm not talking about we're not launching anything here tonight, folks. We're not doing anything. We're basically refocusing on the vision and on the basics. Okay, so here's the deal. There is a couple of things I want to make sure that everybody's clear, okay? Vic has never been about, I'm just, all about being with Empower Network. Vic has always been about teaching entrepreneurs how to be independent regardless of what program or company they're with, okay? You guys clear? Okay? That's what I'm all about. I'm not about any one particular company. I'm about results, and I'm about helping you achieve success, whatever that means for you, okay, through whichever vehicle. To really succeed on the internet, okay, there's 3 things that's needed. 3 things. That's it, folks. Simplified down to 3 things. Number 1 is you need to have something to promote, okay? We call it a vehicle, right? Number 2, you need to have some sort of a system that's going to drive that vehicle, that's going to put you head and shoulders above the competition, okay? And thing number 3 is you got to learn with everything you've got, with all of your attention, with all of your desires, you got to learn and master traffic generation and conversions. That's it. Okay, you've got the vehicle, you've got the system, you've got the traffic component, you are set. Okay, all the other stuff, that's just bells and whistles on the thing, okay, on the machine. So at the end of the day, the vehicle can be pretty much anything. Okay, so in this case, you know, it was Empower Network for us. Okay, the system was, you know, or the engine, which is a system, it was Big Idea Mastermind, and we launched, and I've personally, you know, out of my commissions, invested over $1.5 million in building Big Idea Mastermind to where it's at today, you know, between all the events that we did and programming and everything. And then for the traffic, we're going to talk about that in just a moment here, okay? But here's the thing. Today, okay, as of today, folks, I got to tell you that Big Idea Mastermind funnels, okay, as far as the system for Big Idea Mastermind, I don't think it's at the level where we're comfortable with it, and I think it's going to be better for us to do a major shift with the system that we're using. Okay. Now let me talk about some other things that we're about to do here with Big Idea Mastermind. Starting with tonight, folks, we're doing something that you want to pay very close attention to, because it's not going to be about Big Idea Mastermind. It's not going to be about, you know, the community as much as it's going to be about you, person, who is involved, you know, and attending these webinars. Okay, starting from today, and let's just call it from this point on. Let's just call it BIM 2.0. Okay, I think it'll be appropriate. But starting from today, okay, Big Idea Mastermind is going to be not so much for the system, and hang out with me here, all right? Hang out with me. Big Idea Mastermind is going to be a place where transformation is going to happen and leadership is going to be built, okay? Big Idea Mastermind is going to be the place where you will get an unprecedented, out of this world, highest class, highest level marketing, traffic, education that you can ever find anywhere on the internet. Okay, I put out a lot of free stuff out there on the internet, but the stuff I'm going to be bringing to our Big Idea Mastermind members, as you know, you attending these webinars, and we're going to have these going on every single week, starting from this week. Okay, so we want to pay very close attention to our schedule. The focus is going to be turning you, okay, into an unstoppable marketing machine, for lack of a better word. Okay, you guys with me? Is that cool? How we're going to do that? We're going to do that, and we're going to talk about the system here in just a little bit. But before I do that, okay, I want to go back, and the reason I'm doing this is because I want you guys to pay attention. Okay, I want you to really, really pay attention here to what we're going to be talking about. Couple updates that I think will be very exciting for you guys. How many of you are owners of High Traffic Academy 1.0? Yeah, give me a quick Y if that's you. I know that a lot of you guys have High Traffic Academy 1.0. Here is the news about that, okay? So High Traffic Academy 1.0 is going to be shifting, and we're going to be grandfathering you guys into High Traffic Academy 2.0. Okay, if you are an owner of High Traffic Academy 1.0, you will be upgraded to a 2.0, which is off the hook. All right, guys? When you're talking about traffic, when you're talking about conversions, when you're talking about advanced level of persuasion, psychology, leadership, and a lot of the stuff that makes conversions happen, right, that most people don't understand, that's what HTA 2.0 is all about. Okay, so I think you guys will be, I'm not telling you you're going to be excited. I am guaranteeing you're going to be, it's a jaw-dropping, you know, it's jaw-dropping education that you're about to get. Okay, with High Traffic Academy 2.0, this is my best work I have created to date. All right, and so you guys who are owners of HTA 1.0, you will get free upgrade to 2.0. Here's what you need to do. Okay, quick announcement about that. You need to watch your email like a hawk, all right? You need to watch your email like there is no tomorrow, because here's what's going to happen. Because I'm going to be emailing you here over the next 24 to 48 hours with a special link for you to get on a separate list. What I'm going to do is I'm going to filter out a lot of the members. We have thousands and thousands of members in High Traffic Academy 1.0, okay? I know not everybody's serious, not everybody is going to pay attention to what we're going to do, and I don't want to give away HTA 2.0 to people who either don't deserve it, or to people who don't care about it, or to people who are not paying attention to what I'm doing, okay? What I'm doing here, starting tonight, folks, okay, is a massive, massive cleaning house, so to speak, okay? And I want to have a lot of the stuff that we're going to be doing is going to be for people who are serious about their future, people who are sick and tired of, you know what, just kind of hanging in there, right? And people who really see the potential and see the vision, and most importantly, people who resonate with the stuff that I'm talking about. Okay, if you don't resonate, if you don't see, if you don't feel at home here, you might be better off maybe look for something else, another home or whatever. We still love you, but you gotta resonate. Here's the thing: what I found in marketing, what I found in business is that if you are going to force yourself to either like somebody or something, right, you are not going to be sticking with that long term, okay? You've got to resonate with it, okay? And so if you resonate with our stuff, if you have that vibe, right, that you feel that vibe going on here with, when you're a part of Big Idea Mastermind, and you get on our hangouts, I suggest you pay very close attention, okay? Nonetheless, I'm going to be emailing you guys a link for HTA 2.0 to those people who have 1.0, right? And you guys will have to get on the separate list. Only those people who get on the separate list will be upgraded to the 2.0 version for free. Okay? Clear? Okay? That's that. Another thing, what I'm going to be doing is I'll be emailing you guys another link for Big Idea Mastermind advanced trainings, okay? And the reason for that is, again, I just want to make sure that you guys just resonate with this vision, and again, the vision, I'm going to repeat it, is, you know what, let's focus, let's just focus, just think about it. Massive positive impact in the world, okay? And doing the impossible. I want to challenge you. It's going to be a challenge, okay? Doing the impossible. In order for you to create massive impact in the world with others, with your teams, with your followers, with your subscribers, you have got to create massive positive influence and impact with yourself first. You cannot go out there and teach somebody how to do something you don't know how to do, okay? So you've got to commit to becoming a student of the game no matter what, okay? You've got to commit to be the best that you can possibly be. Folks, no, forget about average, forget about just scraping by, forget about an extra $500 a month. I'm telling you, you've got to commit. Unless you commit to be the best at your craft, as a marketer, as a network marketer, as an entrepreneur, as whatever title you see yourself as, right? The best. Unless you're at that level mentally, it's going to be very difficult for you to succeed. You're going to be just mediocre. Okay, and mediocre people, I'm telling you right now, mediocre people don't make squat, all right? Mediocre people make very little to no money at all. Chris, you've been online for how long, man?
I've been online for 8.5 years.
8.5 years. What's your experience has been like with people who see themselves as, you know what, I'm just going to scrape by and just try to make a buck?
It's really the mentality of just, hey, I'm going to see if this works. I'm just going to see if this works. And it's the commitment level that I always see. And it's almost to the point now, Vic, where I can point somebody out in a room and say, that person's going to make money because of their attitude and their commitment level. And it's funny because one of the trainings I just did, if you have somebody who might not have the full amount of money to do a business, but then you got somebody else who's got all the money in the world to do a business, but they're not hungry, but the person with little money is really hungry, I would put that person with little to no money up against a person with lots of money any time of day because of their commitment level and passion. And that's where you see people just go on to have this wild, wild success. So.
Yeah. Good to know. Kappa, I want to bring you on, man. Kappa, can you hear me?
I hear you, Vic. I can hear you.
Yeah, awesome. Good to see you, dude. How you been?
I've been great. Good to see you too, Vic. Good to see you.
Awesome, man. Here's what I want everybody to know about Kappa, right? So Kappa is this guy who's just been sitting quietly. I mean, you don't see Kappa all over, at least I don't, all over Facebook as saying, hey, look at me, I'm this guru now. I've earned, I don't know how much money you've earned, Kappa, but I know you're a six-figure earner. Well into six figures, right? And you're just doing your thing there. And you and I, we had conversation a couple days ago. And by the way, folks, we're doing something really, really awesome called BIM Top Gun Circle. And stay tuned for that. It's going to be really, really cool. I think you want to be a part of that as well. We're going to come back to that. But Kappa, you told me something that I said, you know what, man, that's just awesome. When everybody is focusing on what's wrong and why something is not working, and maybe this system is not up and running, and maybe there is no resources here, and there is a decline in sales in that company, whatever. Couple, what did you say you were doing with your people, with your team?
I was what I was doing actually with the team, and actually I'm currently still doing it. I was focusing mainly on them because I noticed the exact same thing happened to me. Because when we first started Big Idea Mastermind, and what I realized, like, you need to be inspired, you need to be motivated. It's like you need to take a bath every time. It's not, you don't do it one time, because people that are motivated and inspired, they do crazy things, So sometimes you just have to believe in somebody else, even though they don't believe in themselves. So when it's like you're empowering them. So I learned when you do that, and this is what I've been doing with the team, like giving them positive messages, like just empowering them, because when you empower somebody, they can do unbelievable stuff. And it happened to me, because when I first started with BIM, I had a low budget, I was grinding and stuff like that. But when I listened to you and listened what you're telling me, especially the whole aspect of personal development, things just changed like that for me. It's like unbelievable.
So here's the thing, folks. Okay, if you're paying attention, that some of you guys are saying that you guys are asking about Hash 3, the thing that I promised you. If you're referring to High Traffic Academy 2.0, every single thing that I told you that you would get, okay, you can count on it. You will get it. All right. So if I told you that, if those of you guys who went to Hash 3, this is just a side note. Not everybody can will know what I'm talking about here. But for Hash 3, yes, you guys are in that as well. Okay. Here's what I want you guys to pay attention to. Okay. So you don't have to be this somebody who is going to be hey, I'm a leader. Look at me, man. I'm all over Facebook. I'm all over this. I'm all over that. Right. You can be doing your thing, making a positive impact with the people and influence that you have with your prospects, with your subscribers, with your herd, for lack of a better word, like Dan Kennedy would say, right? Your herd, right? You build your little herd, you build your little tribe, you take care of them, right? And that's what you've been doing, man. And that's the reason why you're, probably into multiple, I don't even know how much money you earn, but well into six figures in income, right? And what's really, really amazing, man, is the impact that you're creating and in people that are following you as a person. Okay, I know, Miles, you're doing the same thing. Ella, you guys are doing the same thing. Agnes, you're doing the same thing as well. So write this down, okay? A vehicle, an engine, which is a system, and vehicle is just something to promote, right? If you guys are within Power Network, a lot of you guys are great. Okay, I think, listen, in the vehicle, compensation plan, products, and leadership. Okay, those are the three most important things in the vehicle. Okay, and then engine. And then thing number 3 is massive force that drives that engine, okay, which is traffic generation conversions, okay? Now, up to this point, with Big Idea Mastermind, Vic has been pretty much running the system and teaching people how to do, the rest with traffic and conversions and all that stuff, right? I don't know why things happen the way they happen sometimes. Sometimes we have things happen in life we have no explanation for. I had that stuff happen many times in my life, okay? A lot of times we have things happen because of something that, that we might be a direct cause of, right? Sometimes we may have things happen to us and we really, really honestly cannot, like, you can't really pinpoint exactly why would this thing happen to me? Why do bad things happen to good people? I don't know, right? But one thing that I've learned in life, and especially in business, is that every single thing that ever happened, ever, there is no exception, has happened at the precise time when it needed to happen. And a lot of times I'm like looking back and I did not know at that particular time why something would happen, but then looking back, that was the best thing that could ever happen at that particular time. Okay, so the fact that we're pulling BIM system and it's not going to be available anymore is, you know, now that I've been thinking about, like, what's the best way to go about this? Okay, what's our best core competencies, right? Like, what's the best thing? What's the one thing that we can get really, 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 really good at? Okay, and focus on that with all of our attention and with everything that we have. And I believe that's going to be teaching people how to get traffic, how to convert the traffic, how to build themselves up as leaders, how to become influencers in the community, how to become influencers with their list, how to communicate with your list, how to really build yourself up, how to become a Paulo Barroso, how to become a Miles Seegers, a Kappa, an Ella, an Agnes, how to become an expert and a leader in your craft. Okay, you guys with me? So then the second question was, like, to me, that was always in my mind is what about the system? What about the system? What about the system? And a lot of you guys have been asking about the 30 days to 10K program. Vic, when is that coming up, man? You've been telling us for months and months and months, 30 days to 10K program, when is that coming up? And Vic couldn't continue with it because Vic did not have a clear answer to what the outcome. I never do anything without a clear outcome of why am I doing this. You know, if we're just gonna do things just to do it, just to drag it out and give you just whatever, just some sort of a feeder, right? To get you not to think that, you know, Vic is not giving you anything. That's not good enough. Okay. When I put out a video, there is a specific outcome for a video. When I put out, you know, when I do a webinar, there is a specific outcome that I want, you know, the end user, the person watching to achieve. Okay, so the thing that has been in my head for the last I don't know, five months at least, right, is about the system, about the 30 days to 10K program. Can you guys still hear me? I don't see my video anymore. Polo, can you hear me? Ella, are we good?
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
Okay, yeah, they will see me now. Okay,
now we can see you.
Okay, might be my connection. Okay, cool. Cool. Now, and then I don't know. You know, one thing leads to another, and the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing, and then all of a sudden, you know, I'm hearing about Empower Network coming out with accreditation system, right? And I cannot get BIM accredited, right? I can't, because a couple of reasons. Number one is, you know. First of all, is personal reasons. Number two is the fact that, you know, I'm still going back and forth with the state here in South Dakota, you know, about whether it's a business option or not, and so I don't want to do anything that's going to be in a gray area. And then I see guys like, you know, Miles and Paul and some of our BIMers, you know, talking about this system that's, you know, in the works. That is going to be universal, right? It's called IPAS, right? And I'm like, okay, so we'll see what that's going to be, and then you know, as time goes by, right? I'm paying attention to what's going on there, and then you know, a few days ago, Chris, when did you guys have that webinar going on?
We had it on Thursday. Yep, last week.
Yeah, so after that webinar, I wasn't on that webinar, but I got a lot of people contacting me and saying, Vic, what about this, man? Maybe you should take a look at this. And that's really when I took a look at what you guys were doing out there, man. And the very first thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to go straight to the guy who created it, and I wanted to have a discussion with him, because number one, my vision, you got to understand where I'm coming from. My vision is this, is instead of doing a couple things so-so, right, let's do one thing very, 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 very good, okay, that would solve like 99% of the issues that's out there. And the thing is like I said, is leadership building, influence, persuasion, conversion, traffic. Okay, these areas, and a lot of them are just called into the, they fall into the category called marketing and conversions. Okay, and above all that, it's very, very important, folks. Above all that, there needs to be a team of visionaries, and there needs to be a team of people who will be who will, a team of an inspirational team. Okay, guys, please pay very close attention to what I'm about to tell you, because some of this stuff is going to be a little bit deeper. Okay, and you need to really focus to understand. So, marketing. If this business was as easy as, you know what, copy this link, put it here, boom, you get money coming here. Okay, if it was that simple, everybody would be a millionaire. Okay, you guys agree? If it was that simple. This business has to do a lot with the person running the business, okay? And the person running the business, fortunately, is you. It's me. It's Miles. It's Kappa. It's Ella. It's Agnes, okay? It's us, people running the business. So, business needs to have, you know, there are certain components into business, right? But the most important component is the guy or the gal running the business. So the guy or the gal running the business needs to constantly, there are skill sets such as traffic generation, conversion, you know, skills, persuasion, skills, influence, right, team building, leadership. That these are skills that are learnable, okay, learnable skills, and everybody can learn them. I don't care who you are, I don't care what your background is. You can all learn the skills of, you know, the 5 skills that I just told you. Okay, it's like riding a bicycle. It's like, you know, it's like learning how to walk. It's all learnable skills. Okay, that's a good part. However, if you just learn these skills, but you don't have, you're not operating under this umbrella of, you know what, constant being plugged into a source of, you know, of influence, to a source of, inspiration and transformation, and a source of that would just, you know, that would drive you and push you all the time, right? These skills can do very little for you. Okay, you need to constantly be plugged into something that would drive you. And so what I was thinking about, and when this whole thing, you know, kind of came together, I got really, really excited about it, because I can see how everything just kind of clicks, you know, perfectly in the right spot. And so I was looking at the you know, at the BIM leaderboards, right? And I was looking at the performers, and I was looking at how people were doing. You know, what kind of businesses they built over the last year and a half with Big Idea Mastermind. And I see some people who have started out, a lot of them, from zero, okay? And they've earned $100, $200, $300, $400, $500, $600,000 with us, right, with Big Idea Mastermind. It's one thing when Vic is trying to do something by himself, right? And I'm going to do everything I can from what I've got, okay? But it's way, 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 way more powerful when we have a core group of people coming together with the crystal clear intention, right, and a vision to drive not only yourself but your team as well. Okay, and so I believe that what Big Idea Mastermind is going to be is going to be this invisible force that will propel you to success. Okay, that will give you all the skills, and that will constantly push you and guide you and support you in your vision. It's going to be the place where you will be able to come, you know, on a weekly basis, get inspired, get motivated, get fired up, get recharged, and get, for lack of a better phrase or lack of better, you know, explanation, is to come and get charged up with that magnet. It's like, you know, when you you want to be a magnetic marketer is what you want to be. Okay, you don't want to be this marketer who just pushes all the time. You want to be a marketer that would pull, if that makes sense. Okay, when you can learn how to market using pull strategies, right? When you genuinely, not trying to manipulate people or trying to force it or trying to run some shenanigans, when you're a genuine magnet in the marketplace, right? You made it. And so my vision for Big Idea 2.0, you can call it, right? With this reunion, folks, is for us to decide that, you know what? Let's be that place to where we will have our teams be plugged into, to where you can get plugged into and get recharged, okay? Let's all be together in it for one thing, which is to make a difference, okay? Let's all be together to do the impossible. Now, what about the system? Well, the system is, when I heard about IPAS and I was looking, initially I thought it was just a team site, you know, and you know, I didn't really care about it, you know, but when I started to look a little bit deeper into that, and when I talked to Chris, you know, Jones, I, you know, hunt you down, man, and you know, and we had a chat on the Skype, and you know, and you walked me through the system. I said, you know what, Chris, I want to bring your system to Big Idea Mastermind, and we want to merge BIM vision, what we have here, with all the trainings, the skill sets, you know, the team, the invisible force, right, to help you. We want to bring all this, the team, the synergy, the energy, and we want to just funnel everything through the IPAS system. And I believe we can do something really, really incredible for you guys. Okay, not for me. I could care less, because I don't really need a system to make money, you know. But for people who need the hand holding at this time. Eventually, folks, I want you to have your own thing going, okay? I want you to be able to walk on your own 2 feet, okay? I want you to be able to be independent from anybody, okay? For the time being, though, I personally wanted to have a system, either develop it, either recreate it, either do something to where we could have you guys plugged into, okay? And support you so that you can make your first $5,000, your first $10,000, when you understand how to do it over and over and over again, and then you can spin off and use the leadership and influence and conversions and persuasion skills that you're going to learn within Big Idea Mastermind family here, right? That we're all going to be going through these trainings and apply that in your business. You will become independent. So when I spoke with Chris, I said, I hammered him with a bunch of questions. I said, Chris, what's IPAS? All right, and I said, you know, okay, so anybody can join IPAS, and they will be able to, you know, to promote whatever is on the back end there. And he showed me the system. It's in my opinion, it was brilliant. And so that's why I wanted to, you know, I said, Chris, we're going to have BIM reunion event on Tuesday. Do you mind jumping on and just kind of, you know, giving people a walkthrough, giving people an idea of what, you know, what your system is all about. But before I do that, I wanted to make sure that we you know, I am clear on how that works. You know, are there any cross recruiting? Are there any, you know, is there any way that somebody can take away other members' downlines? Is there any way that people can pull some sort of shenanigans, you know, on other people? And he said, nope. You know, bulletproof all the way. When I saw that, I said, look, man, you got to get to the BIM reunion. Let's, you know, bring this to our people. Let's show it around, because I think with their system and our training on top of it, and that's what we do really, 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 really well. And then the system is something they do really, 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 really well. Chris, how long you've been developing that? You said for.
IPAS was a vision that I had, and it's actually started 4.5 years ago, believe it or not. Yeah.
For 4.5 years, right? And so I'm the guy who created the system, right? I created my own systems, and I know what it's like to create a system. And when I saw, you know, what you guys have going on there in the background, in the back office of IPAS, and how that all integrates, I immediately, you know, understood what was really going on there, and you know, and how that could be a powerhouse for what we have here as well, you know, for Big Idea Mastermind. And so I think what we're doing here, folks, is we're going to merge, you know, our community, our vision, our training with their system, okay? And we're going to support our people throughout, okay? We're not letting you guys hang. We're not just telling you guys, okay, go there. We're 100% support. In fact, even more than that, we've created something called, you know, we have Agnes. You want to say hi real quick?
Hi, everybody. I want to say something about Paulo Barroso. Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. When first I met Paulo in Miami, we went to the dinner with you and Dave. The second day, I was sitting waiting for my cab to come and to go to the airport. I was talking to Polo to see how we are going to do this business. Polo was afraid. He didn't know how he's going to make it happen. And 2 months later, Polo was earning more than $200,000. $200,000. I said to myself, Polo, how did you make it? He said, listen to Vic, personal development. And I did that. Thank you, Polo. Thank you, Vic.
Well, Agnes, you're one of the people that I personally invited to be a part of the BIM Top Gun Circle, which is a fancy word for leadership circle with Big Idea Mastermind, is because you are someone whose English is not your primary language, right? You're French, right? You live in France, but you're a perfect example of somebody who takes no excuses, right? When you came to Miami, I don't know if you had any results, but maybe you want to talk about, but you are a six-figure earner, and if you can do this thing, right, I believe anybody can do this thing. So what you bring to the table, I think, is very, very important from a perspective of somebody who says, maybe, well, I can't build this business because English is not my primary language, right? Well, those people will be able to relate to you, right? Ella Clausen, you want to say hey?
Hey everyone, and thank you, Vic, so much for inviting me here. I'm really excited to be a part of this.
Yeah, good to have you here as well, Ella. And I know you've been traveling like crazy around the world here lately, and you're somebody who represents younger generation, right? And again, you're not this outrageous lady who is just out there constantly beating herself in the chest saying, hey, look at me. But yet you're still, a six-figure earner, and you're still making things happen, kind of quietly and humbly, but nonetheless, you're making big things happen. So, I wanted you to be a part of this because, younger generation of folks, right? Maybe, ladies like yourself who think, well, maybe it's just guys that can do this. Maybe it's just Paulo Barroso who can do that. He's got this cool, this cool hair or whatever. Or maybe Miles, he goes to gym like every 4 hours. They can do that. Or maybe Kappa, because he is like the next, Les Brown. Maybe they can do that, but I cannot do that. Well, Ella, you're a perfect example of that. So we wanted you to be on this, on this board as well. And so the idea behind this, folks, is to provide unprecedented trainings of, not only theory, but what's working now. And I want to put this challenge to everybody that's listening to my voice tonight. And the challenge is this. The challenge is, will you do what it takes to be on the board of BIM Top Guns? Okay? I'm going to tell you in just a moment here how you are able to become on the get in our circle, and most importantly, what it's going to do for your business. Okay, in just a moment here, Kappa, I wanted you to. I got people Skyping me, calling me all the time. Sorry about that. Kappa, I wanted you to be in here, man, because again, you're somebody who understands. You're a humble guy, and you understand. The importance of keeping the vision alive and keeping. And communicating with your team the way you do, I think you have a lot of value to share. If somebody like yourself can go out there and create six-figure income without really being a guru in traffic or anything like that, you just do the basic, the basics, over and over and over again, and keeping that vision going with your team, and you have one of the highest stick-through rates in your team, according to, last time we spoke. And again, you're going to be a person who will be providing, tremendous value to our community as well. And obviously, Paulo, dude, you need no special comments. I mean, you're the guy who started from scratch, and so, you're crushing it out there. Here's the thing, folks. Every single week, we'll be getting together, and we'll be talking about specific areas in terms of marketing, conversion, persuasion, right? Leadership, okay? Influence, inspiration, motivation, to help you. Not your neighbor, not your, not the guy that's next to you. You get to the next level. Okay? When you get to the next level, I challenge you to stick through this. I challenge you to come to every single webinar, to every single training. I challenge you to show up, okay? Whether you feel like it or not. I challenge you to do whatever it takes to get yourself to the next level so that you can become that person who's going to be in the, who will get on the BIM Top Gun circle, right? And become one of these folks, right? And go out there and spread your story and spread and inspire other people. And one by one, I think we can create leaders from this group. Okay, we got almost 1,200 people here listening to us. I believe there is nobody in here who has less of an opportunity or less of a potential than any of us. Okay. And maybe you're listening to my voice tonight, and maybe you think, well, no, I don't have the knowledge, I don't have the funds, I don't have the resources. I challenge you to stick through. I challenge you to stay around. I challenge you to be focused. Get on every single webinar that we're going to do starting this week, starting tonight. Okay, next week, the following week, and just watch what happens to your business, to your personal stuff. Okay. What I wanted to do right now, guys, is we're going to shift gears here. We're going to talk. I want to talk a little bit about the system we're going to be using. You guys are going to be using, and for that, I wanted to, Chris, I'm just going to ask you if you would take over and just kind of walk us through, maybe give us a little bit of a backstory, as for an IPAS. What you showed me there, I can clearly see that this is a next level system. I would not ever be, recommending something that would not be, a 10 out of 10 on my personal scale. And so, when I saw what you guys have there, I can comfortably, recommend it and stay behind it and endorse it. And I think with the right trainings and the combination of everything we've been talking about so far and your guys' system, I think is going to be a no-brainer for us. And by the way, folks, you will be, you'll be able to create your account for free tonight. If you didn't already, I know, you've probably seen the buzz. If you already have an IPAS, great. That's awesome. If you're in Big Idea, you will still be taken care of with trainings and everything. If you don't have a free account with IPAS, you'll be able to get it tonight. I'll get you a link here in a moment. But I wanted you to see what the system is all about. So Chris, if you can walk us through, the members area, the tracking, what you guys have in there. It's really an all-in-one system that focuses on getting you paid first, with some really sickening back-end potential as well. So. And then we're just gonna bounce off some ideas, and then I have some more announcements at the end of this for you guys, including the link where you can go and get your account for free tonight.
Very cool. Well, thanks, Vic. It's my pleasure to be here, everyone. It's always a pleasure. Vic and I, we go way back. I think I've known of Vic since I first started online, before Vic was Vic. So to do this type of collaboration and to see what he's done with the trainings in BIM and to what we've done to create IPAS2 is I think it's like you said, Vic, it's things happen for a reason. You don't ever know. You can't connect the dots looking, back all the time. But so I guess, let me just preface before I show you this stuff and before I kind of blow your mind by some of the things that we've accomplished here, because I'm pretty proud of this. It's been my life for 4.5 years. And I've been a marketer just like you. I started online not knowing anything. I worked for Homeland Security prior to doing this. I was a professional athlete prior to that. I wanted to get in the FBI, and that was my calling in life. And after working for Homeland for a couple of years, I realized that it just wasn't for me. And so I wanted to be my own boss. And I got online. In fact, I was the guy that bought Website for Dummies, read 3 chapters, and threw it in the trash. So if I can get to where I am today, anybody can. So my point is, I saw gaps, and I saw challenges, and I saw the same people in the same scenarios over and over the last 8.5 years. And yeah, I mean, I'm committed to my business, and I can just about sell any product there is online, just like Vic. we don't need somebody else's system. We can be independent and be successful, and that's what we teach you to do. But knowing so that the majority of people need that hand-holding for a while. They need a platform to launch them forward before they can go out on their own. So knowing what these gaps were, I spent, honestly, the last 4.5 years trying to develop and working to create what I like to call the franchise-style internet digital business. And what I mean by that is, what if, I asked myself years ago, I said, why hasn't somebody created something like a McDonald's franchise for the internet? Why couldn't I just walk into a business, have everything set up, be able to plug in and know that the model is so sound that I could be successful? Well, because it's very complicated, first of all, and the internet always changes, so there's not one shoe fits all, right? There's not one size fits all, and you have to adapt over time. And so because of that, it's just been very difficult to put that together. And quite frankly, there hasn't been the right marriage of company, product, system, vehicle, like Vic has been saying here, for us to build a system like that. And so I've gone through several partnerships and development teams, and I'm pretty proud here to say that the last 1.5 years, everything has come together through the collaboration of Empower Network and them being at the right place at the right time and needing something like what we've done, and even what Vic has done to bring awareness to this industry through the BIM group. And that's how IPAS was formed. And so my vision with IPAS, everyone, was to create the small wins. I know for a fact that the biggest struggle is when somebody joins a business, if they can't get that small win fast enough, they're never going to reach the big win anyway. Okay, so my goal with IPAS2 is, how do we create a scenario when someone can come in, find that small win, and then let the system cultivate that and harness that into a big win for you. Okay, so you only have to focus on one piece. And believe it or not, that is the traffic, that is the attraction to whatever you're selling. So IPAS was born on that vision. We put together an enormous team of developers and designers and branding and logic and some crazy engineering to say, hey, let's make this an all-in-one inclusive system. So you do not have to go out and get third-party software or figure out how to track things or do all the things that all the gurus do to be successful. What if we just gave that to you out of the box? Is that possible? What if we did that? And I'm happy to sit here today to tell you that it is possible, and we've done everything above board. And the biggest thing for us, as Vic had mentioned, is we built the IPAS2 system as a shell around the Empower Network products. People come to me all the time and say, Chris, if you build this system, why wouldn't you have your own products? Well, I don't need to build an Empower company, nor do I want to. David Wood and the staff over there, they've got their hands full, and they're doing a great job to stay compliant, to do the right thing, to create great products. So all I want them to do is keep building great products and keep supporting that and keep doing great events. And we can focus over here at creating this amazing vehicle and culture. And so I don't have to focus my energy there, and it allows us to do a better job at what we're good at, as Vic had mentioned. So the perfect marriage was there, but as Vic had mentioned as well, you have to be accredited. And this is just something that is a legal thing. As a company as big as Empower has gotten, and because of the new FTC rules, you have to do things by the book. And so for a scalable system, a system that is as powerful and big as IPAS2 is, they had to make sure that they weren't risking their company. And so they have you go through an accreditation process. It's very difficult. It's taken us months and months to get approved, but every legal attorney, they look at it and they make sure we don't say the wrong things, we don't write the wrong things, and make sure that everything is by the book. So this is a lasting business model for everyone. The last thing we want to do is throw a website together, guys, and have something be said wrong or something be presented wrong, and then Empower saying, oh, you got to shut it down, and then all your marketing is wasted because the sites are down. Okay, I would not risk that, and I would not put my name on something if that was a risk factor. So we've been very patient, and along the way we've been able to add so many extra features because of the time that it's taken. But what I'll do, Vic, is I got a couple slides that I'll show first. I'm going to show you guys the back office, and you're going to love it. But I have some slides just to explain why IPAS works the way it does and what makes it different, if that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Go ahead. And folks, I will be answering questions at the end of this. So I just want you to pay attention to this thing. It's not. I want to be very clear on one thing. Okay. Some of you guys are asking, is this about Empower? It's not just about Empower Network. Okay. Just stay with this. Pay attention, because I think you will be pretty impressed, as I was when I saw the system. And then I'll be answering your questions at the end, and you will have a link to get your system for free tonight. Okay, stay tuned. Okay? Go ahead, Chris.
Okay. So let me know when you can see my screen, if you would. You should be able to see it here.
Yep, I do see that.
Okay. So you should see the membership cards in front of you. Is that correct? You should see it. Okay.
Yep, see that.
All right. So IPAS, let me just go through. I'm going to go through this real quick. It's what we call our digital franchise style business. It's not an official franchise, so you can't call it that. But it's an all-inclusive, what I like to call the Ritz-Carlton of business platforms, because everything is built into one place. The automation, the support, we add live contact and all of that. We are one of the few accredited systems by Empower Network, meaning they will, speak to us as, hey, these guys have done it right. We accredited them. We can, promote that to our member base. So it took us a long time. We just got that passed last Thursday, actually. So we're pretty proud of that. We have members in the thousands, which we call our IPAS Black Club, which I think in the BIM world is the Diamond, if I'm right, Vic. It's the all-in package.
Yeah.
Yep. So we have a really good following as well, a very loyal following, and we created the internet's first black card, kind of like the Visa black card. And so a lot of people are very proud to carry this forged metal card around because of the status it has, because of the products they've committed to, and the features that they get with this system. So it's not only just about, hey, here's some websites and a system. It's about this inclusive community, and just like the BIM community, it's a very good place to be. So let me just go through with you the different components of IPAS so it makes sense. I tried to make this as elementary as possible. The first component you have, just like Vic has explained, is traffic. The second would be a trial system, okay, and I'll get into that in just a second. And the third would be the system itself, okay, and then the fourth piece of it is what we call profit maximizers. So let me break this down real quick. Traffic is the eyeballs that you get to your business, just like if you got a traditional business, there's people that walk in the front door. The trial is a scenario that we have found that converts the best on any type of traffic. You can do Facebook traffic, email traffic, CPA, YouTube, you name it. A trial system is a easy way to get people to commit to create that small win. Now, we all know we can go out there and sell a $25 blog product, and that's fine. But unfortunately, it doesn't quite set the right expectation to what the whole model brings to the table. So if a lot of you have been promoting Empower Network or any type of business opportunity for a small ticket amount, it's really ice skating uphill to convince people and explain to them why they need the other products. So we use a trial, and the trial serves as, hey, try out this business model for 7 days, see if you like it, and then if you do, you can pay a monthly fee for the system itself, which is the whole platform. And during that process, what we use is not hype, but we use education and a mandatory certification process that people have to watch. And you guys, that's where the magic happens, because that's where the profit maximizers are sold. And just so you know, profit maximizers are the Empower Network products. So the trial is just the way to get people in the door to get the small win. The system is the actual the franchise style business model itself. So it's the model, the engine. And then the profit maximizers are the higher ticket stuff you sell on the back end, the 15K formula and the master's products. But we call them profit maximizers because if you look at the stats, they make up 60% of your income. And you can't sell a $3,000 product just off a website. So we use some really cool stuff to be able to sell that automatically for you. So here's here's the model that exists out there. A lot of people have done this. You send traffic to a capture page, okay, which is just a name and email address site where people have to put in their information, and maybe 30% will put that information to continue. So if you've got 1,000 people going to a website, you're only going to capture, say, 300 people to your actual offer, okay, which, just so you guys know, people are smart these days. I know you've all done it, but you go to a capture page and you put a fake email address just so you can see what someone's talking about. Well, guess what? That 30% all of a sudden becomes 20 or 15%. So now you're talking 150 people may only see your actual product sales page. So that's not too good, right? So then what happens is you have what's called a tripwire, which is just your small product sale. It could be a $25 blog or whatever that small product is initially. And statistically, around 3 to 5% of the people will buy that. Okay, so that'd be 15 of the 300. And then from there, you have your main core product, which maybe 20% will buy. So that's another 3 people. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. And then you got your higher, more expensive products on the back end that would, you know, maybe 70% of them will buy, because by this time they've already bought a couple things, so majority will buy that. But that's 2 sales, all right? This is the model that has existed, and this is where we found the gaps, and this is how IPAS does it different. Okay, so let me just show you here. Here's what your funnel in IPAS will work like, and I'll show you how this all looks here in a second when I log in. You'll love it. So what we do is we help you and educate you on traffic. We give you resources. Vic does this better than just about anybody I know, and his training in the Big Idea Mastermind is impeccable when it comes to getting people to an offer. So that taken care of, right? But what happens after that is really what's going to make the difference for you, is setting the right expectation and preconditioning someone to be able to sell your stuff, okay? So what we use at IPAS is say, hey, try IPAS for 7 days for just $7. It's very simple. It's a low commitment. That converts very well with the coldest traffic, which means people that have no idea who you are. And we've seen upwards of 10% conversions. The cool part is you don't even need to see that high of conversions here, and I'll explain. You could see 2 to 5% and still get into profit. But we've seen as high as 10% because it's such a low commitment level. People, it's a trial, so they feel like, okay, I'm risking nothing, okay? So of 1,000 people, if 10% try it for $7, that's 100 people that are trying it, and from there they actually get into the system with a trial. And what happens is after the 7 days, everyone, it will bill them $47 if they decide to use this automatically, okay? And during that 7 days is when we really get in front of them and teach them this business model and show them why they need other products that you have to offer automatically, which are your profit maximizers, which in turn are the Empower Network products. So they're trying the system, they're blown away, they're being educated why they need them, and we've seen a good 50% of the people that actually pay $7 that go on to pay the $47 a month just to use this system, okay? Here's the cool part. At IPAS, we pay you up to 70% on not only the $7, but also the $47 a month for people that use the system, that you refer to it. So you're building a residual right out of the gate, and because it's such a high percentage of a rebill, you can actually hit profits right on the front end without relying on Empower Network sales. But the profit maximizers is where the big money comes, because when somebody goes through the system and they get educated and Chris says, hey, you need these products, and Vic says you need these products, that's a $2,000 payment right into your bank account when that happens, and you didn't have to do any of that. So the small wins come from the trial. The system does the selling and telling, and it shows them why they need the other product by Empower, rather than saying, hey, buy this blog, and oh, by the way, there's all this other stuff that you could have, but you may not understand why you need it right now. So you're kind of ice skating uphill when it comes to fluidity to your business, okay? It's kind of like a coupon. You get somebody in the door at Target, and then they see all the special offers all around them. They end up filling the cart up with stuff, okay? It's the same theory. But here at IPAS, all you have to do is get trial members into the system, get people to see the system and learn the internet marketing business world, people that have never seen this world before, for a low cost of $7, and we know that we produce a good presentation on the inside where that will equate to lots of product sales for you, okay? So this is just a cool slide just representing all you have to focus at IPAS is the trials and getting traffic there. You don't have to sell, you don't have to tell, you don't have to worry about tracking, and I'll show you how that all works, okay? So why don't I do this? All right, so here's an example of the funnel. I'm going to walk you through just as if you were a new customer. So pretend that you have an IPAS account tonight and you start promoting this using the BIM training that Vic provides you and the traffic training. So you're sending people to a link which looks just like this, and it's a sales video that says, hey, learn about the first digital franchise business system, get it for a low discount price of $7 to try it for 7 days. The cool thing is if somebody doesn't do that, they can actually get it for less than that for $1 for 3 days. So you're going to pick up some people that might just try to exit the page. So you see some very high conversions, and guess what? If somebody comes into your business and they start promoting this link, that small win, even if they make $7, that small win will keep them in your business for a long time. Because for the first time, they're seeing something that works, okay? They're not trying to explain what a blog is. You're not trying to explain what a sophisticated internet marketing product is. You're just trying to show people the world that we live in, and that is the internet commerce world. This great place that provides lifestyles that you keep seeing with all these members and myself and Vic and Ella and all these people. You're just exposing that, okay? And we're doing it in a classy way. And so what happens is people go to this page, and what we did is we eliminated the need for a capture page because we know people are putting in fake information. So 100% of your traffic goes to the presentation itself, all right? And as they start to register, they put in their email address, which serves as your capture, right? So you're building a list simultaneously, but 100% of your traffic is going to the actual presentation. So you're not losing people along the way. We use some cool logic that we've learned from other marketers, so we never take them off this page during the checkout process, which conversions are much higher. So what happens is after they put their email, it just drops down the payment where they put in their name, a password, and phone number. And the reason we do the 3-step checkout, guys, is because statistically we've found that even if somebody bails out before they pay, you're still collecting a lot of good information along the way, and that's very valuable to you, yet they never have to leave the page. So the first step is create their account. The second is put in their billing information, okay, just their credit card information, and then voila, they submit their order, and that's when they get the trial for $7, and that's when they get immediately inserted into the system itself, okay? And this is what it looks like right here. Now, we also throw something in pretty cool just to help put some extra money in your pocket, because these people just paid $7. In 7 days, they're going to get billed for $47 for the system if they keep it. And during that process, we say, hey, wait, for $97, I'm going to give you what's called our 6-figure shortcuts product. It's $97 for one time. It's going to help you learn free advertising and some really cool stuff right away. And you'll see a good percentage of people that'll pick that up, and you make 70% of that. So it's just an automated way to start covering your costs for marketing, okay? But here's where the magic happens, and this is why IPAS took so long to build, is when somebody pays $7, they get what's called our iSuccess formula. Now you notice the whole back office is locked. They can't go anywhere back here. And they see a timer in the upper right-hand corner that says your trial expires in X amount of days, okay? If they want to cancel, they can certainly cancel by going to support. But what they need to do is finish this 5-video series before they can activate their trial. So they paid $7. They want to get through this thing so they can start making money, right? So that's the logic. So here's some cool things that we put in. Is the first thing is it introduces them to IPAS, and they have to go through these videos. They are mandatory. And each piece serves a purpose. Just like Vic said, you need 3 things. You need the product, you need a system, and you need the traffic, okay? We actually, funny thing is, Vic and I have known each other for so long, we speak the same language. So look at what we're covering here. We have the formula, system, traffic, products. That looks familiar, right, guys? It's the same stuff that's been working for years, but we train it in a way that it's so systematic that people don't get overwhelmed. So the first thing is just an introduction, and we tell them that, hey, welcome to IPAS, welcome to your trial. Get started by filling out your game plan. And so they actually fill out a game plan that talks about their goals and what they can do in the system. And this is where things get really interesting, because we provide business coaches for all of your prospects. If you're at a certain membership level, we provide a coach for you to be able to close and sell your products for you. So for example, under each video, you'll see a contact. Here's Jason Cullens. He's actually one of our programmers, but your assigned coach would be here for your prospect, which they can meet. They can see a video of who that is and their information. So if I'm going through this and I have a question, I can send an instant message to this person, just like Facebook. So I can say, Jason, I'm confused about step 1. Can you explain it to me? And your coach that's assigned to you will actually go through that and sell the products on your behalf. Pretty cool. Plus, we have a scheduling system where your coach can actually schedule time with the members. So if I'm a member and I'm going through this in my trial and I say, I want to talk to somebody about this, I'm a little confused, I can set up a meeting at 8 a.m., put in the subject, phone number, and save the appointment, and the coach that you have working for you will actually contact them on your behalf to sell the products. Pretty cool, okay? Once you're done, you just hit next, and then you have to click that box to go to the next part, which is the formula. And this is where I go on a whiteboard and actually break down why IPAS works the way it does. Kind of like that slide I showed you almost, and we just say, hey, all you have to do is get trial members. This is why it works. And each step of the way, they learn a different piece of why IPAS is what it is. Here in the second step is the system. We talk about automation and the coaching and so forth. They finish that, and you notice on every page they can contact their coach and send an instant message just like Facebook. So it's familiar with them. It's not obtrusive like a cold call, okay? So let's just go through this real quick, and I'm going to show you how it unlocks. So your prospect is going through there. They're learning about the system. Now we're going to talk about traffic, and we talk about how simple traffic is and the training we provide and the resources. And then they finish that video, and they're trying to go through this as fast as they can because they know they have 7 days to be able to try this thing out. And then on step 4 is when the products are first talked about. And as you guys know, the products are provided by the Empower Network. And so we built this platform around them. And this is the only time they'll hear about Empower Network. And so in the product section, we talk about the products that we chose to put in this system because they're digital, they have great value, they're constantly being updated, they're digitally delivered, and it pays some of the highest commissions of any company in the industry. So this is where we explain that, and we say, okay, you've got this system with IPAS right now that you're trying. Now it's time you need to look at getting your profit maximizers, which are your products that you're selling in the back end, because it's responsible for a majority of your income. You need that piece. That's what we're here to do, is sell stuff, right? And so we convincingly just show people that through education. And they're like, yeah, I do want that. I don't want to forfeit a $2,000 paycheck. And so they see that. So they learn about that in this video. And the last video is profit maximizers. Get started, all right? So now they know that this is coming, and they say, okay, I want profit maximizers, and we have a direct link right to the Empower Network Starter Kit, okay, which includes their first 2 tiers of products, the blog and the inner circle, which conveniently are the first 2 residual products they have. In this video, we also talk about our IPAS Black package, our Gold, our Silver, and our Pro package. So each one of those packages has different products. You guys will learn about that as soon as you go through this yourselves. The cool thing is, because I've been collaborating with Empower Network, is we have that discount package that they have for their all-in, which is our Black. So instead of paying $5,000 for the IPAS Black package, people that go through your funnel can get it for over a $2,000 discount, which you're going to notice conversions will be much higher because they're going to want to take advantage of that for 7 days. Okay? So this is where they buy their products. They're like, okay, I'm ready to go. I got everything I need. They hit next, and look what happens. It unlocks the whole system. Okay? And it immediately puts them into the setup wizard. And that's convenient, right? Again, they have to follow a series of steps to be able to complete this. So they just watch a video, and this is where they connect their Empower Network products to their actual system. Now, do they have to buy the Empower Network products to be able to use IPAS2? No. You can actually make money just selling the IPAS trial, the system, and the upsell. Okay? But it is explained why it's so important to have those other products, and a majority of people we found just will get them because that's the purpose of why we built this, okay? But once they do that, they'll go ahead and put in their information. It connects it, so you don't really need to go to Empower Network to see anything that's happening in your business anymore. Everything now is communicating together, and everything is in one place, and I'll show you how that works. So you'll go ahead and fill that out, and then you go to the next section where you can set up your autoresponder. All right, and you go through the whole steps here. Your payments, we pay through e-wallet just like Empower Network does. Automatically just deposited right into your e-wallet account. We give different services, and then if you want to use a coach, so if you're an IPAS Black Card member, you'll be able to actually turn on your coach, which the cool thing is, notice here, I'm not a Black Card member. You need to actually upgrade, so it won't even let me do anything with the coaching. Now, if I want to do my own coaching, I can do that, okay? So if you just don't want to be fully committed and just do your own calling and selling, you can actually do that, and I'll show you that here in a second. And then also the last step is, here's how you get your Black Card. So it says I don't have access, but let me just do this for you guys. I'm going to log out and show you what a full-featured account looks like. Okay, so let's do this. So we have a central hub called IPAS Office. This is where you'll log into your new business. This is where everything is done. There's no need for you to ever go outside of this to run a successful business selling digital products from Empower, okay? So as you go through the training center in the setup wizard, when you finish that, we have what's called an IPAS Black membership. And so anyone that goes all in with Empower and gets that top membership, we send you out a forged metal card, as I showed you, which is really, really nice. And so that gives you special discounts, other earning opportunities, but more so it's like a status symbol. I can't tell you how many people have come on our Facebook and just showing off these cards, or they'll go out to eat and show people, the waiter at the table with this Black Card, and they don't even know what it does half the time, but they love it. Okay, it's that inclusive community, and so you'll get that Black Card shipped right out to you automatically in this step. Now, once you finish that, we have a dashboard, okay? This is where you run your business. This is really cool. So if you don't want to do the setup yourself, we actually have our own setup service that will set it all up for you. So for the really novice people or people that are just in a busy life, we can actually set everything up for you. It's very simple. But this is where you'll see a calendar, you'll see updates. We have testimonials you can submit. We'll have a contest for the best story. And then you also see down here other ways to upgrade. So if you're not a black member, this is going to automatically sell more of your products. So if I want to upgrade my membership, you can just click this button and I can become a black member, which includes all the Empower Network products. Obviously, it says I already have these, so there's nothing for me to do here, but this is where a member would go ahead and upgrade automatically in the system, and guess what? You guys get paid, okay? So that is part of the dashboard. It's really creative. The second part that I think Vic really liked is there's no need for third-party tracking, and this is important because people that I've coached, and I know Vic has done the same, is if you don't know what's working, you keep doing the wrong things, okay? If you know what's working, you just do more of it. Okay, so one thing I want to do with IPAS is I always wanted everyone to see how they were winning. You know, how many trial memberships are they getting? So you'll see in the stats here, I've had 10 visitors today. It'll show you how many leads, sales, and earnings today, yesterday, and what your average is. But you can actually see in real time how many trials, how many people pay the 47 upgrade to the system, how many people upsell to the upsell product, and then choose their profit maximizer packages, and then how much money that is actually equating to you into your bank account. You can see what your conversions are. We have a system where when you promote your link, all you have to do is put a little ID at the end of your link and say, all right, you're going to paste this link on Facebook, and then you're going to paste a different link on YouTube. This system will actually show you which one is winning. It's kind of cool, like a game. Say, well, Facebook is beating YouTube 3-1. So it means you're making 3 times as much money on Facebook compared to YouTube. So you can just cut out the YouTube stuff you're doing. So it allows to let you know how you're winning and how you're losing, and what percentage of your income is coming from each one of those spots. You could have 100 different places you're advertising. Gosh knows, Vic gives you a million ways to advertise. So now you know which stuff is really working for your system. And it'll show you down here which part of the system is converting at what percentage. So maybe you have 10% conversions on your trial. It'll tell you right here. So you never have to wonder, wow, I wonder if this is working. Okay, there's no more of that uncertainty. Okay, we even have an income gauge. You can put whatever you want your income to be and hit submit. And as your income starts going up, it'll show you where you're at to your goal. So you can always kind of keep an eye at if you're on track or not. Okay. So that's the first part. The second part of the dash is something really cool that's never been done before. This is an IPAS first. Is I asked some people that I was working with, I said, well, if you could know for certain what you needed to do to hit $10,000 a month, and if I told you exactly what you needed to do, would that help you? And everybody's like, oh yeah, Chris, just tell me what to do. Tell me how to get there, and I'll do it. Well, that's why we built a calculator. Now, this is no guarantee. There's no guarantees in anything. But this calculator serves just like a mortgage calculator. You put in your interest rate, your down payment, and it spits out what your mortgage would be every month, roughly, right? The same concept goes here. I said, why isn't there something like this for an internet business? Okay, so you just choose what calculator you want, and this took a while for us to design and engineer, but you choose whatever plan you're at, and then you choose your income goal. So say I want to make $10,000. I'm paying, Vic said I can get traffic for 50 cents per click, and my capture page, because I don't have one, 100% of my conversions are going to my offer. And let's just say 10% of my leads are converting to a trial, meaning they're paying $7 for the system. And let's say 30% of them go on to pay the $47 a month. And then you can put in the rest of the numbers you want. So whatever you make per black, you can put in, say, $2,000 per sale. All you have to do is hit calculate, and it will spit out how many clicks you need, how many conversions you need per product, how much you make per product, and how much you have to spend. So in this scenario, of course, I didn't change much, but I'd have to spend $2,000 here to create a total revenue of $16,000 based on just random numbers I put in, okay? It shows you what you need to make every single day to hit your $10,000 goal. It even charts it out here for you guys. So the newbie of newbie can actually visually see, wow, to make $10,000, this is what I would need, and this is what the percentages would have to be, okay? So it just creates some type of certainty to say, okay, in this scenario, this is where I can go. Pretty cool. The other part, we have our own leaderboards within. It's totally separate of Empower Network. We have our overall leaderboard, so you can see where you stack up against everybody else. And the way this works is every product is given a point value. So if you're getting lots of trials, but maybe not a lot of back-end sales with Empower, you're not going to be as high in the overall rankings, but maybe you'll be at the top of the trials, right? So you'll be able to see where you rank per product. And then we actually have our own contests each month where we give cash prizes, iPads, computers, all kinds of stuff based on who has the highest point value at the end of the month. Okay, so in this we have 10 different prizes. I think I have an image. So here's an example of what the prizes are coming up. I shouldn't show this, but I am going to sneak it in here. Probably get in trouble for my partners for showing this. But we are giving some really cool cash prizes away when we launch. And then the last but not least, the part of the dashboard is the video center. What I wanted to do was create a TV center, a TV channel within this system where you can come not only get educated, but it's not like just a bunch of random training. It's actually an entertainment place for you to learn, have fun, get to know leaders, and we want to recruit other leaders that want to have their own television show and showcase them. And so you'll notice here's a sidebar with Mark and I. He's one of our top coaches. And we have different episodes in here that you can watch every week. They're published. We have our top coaching manager, which has called Coaching Corner. So he teaches you how to coach your own members if you want to do that. We have a Getting Started orientation with Karen, Daily Action with Mike Hobbs, and we have much more leaders coming to the table right now that want their own show. So it's just a place for your members to stay plugged in because that means more money for you, okay? So I'll just go real quick through a couple more things. We have a training center. We have what's called a fast start section. The cool thing about this is when somebody joins, we show them how to get three trial sales right away. We say, go to your Facebook, copy this message and post it on your Facebook. When you do that, when people message you, here's the message you paste in your private message to them, and then here's some traffic to send. And so we give them a really easy strategy to start to get that small win that everybody can duplicate, and then we show them some other really great strategies along the way. And depending on their membership level, it unlocks different training and so forth. And this is honestly where I see Vic and I collaborating and taking the BIM training and really making this just a great hub for you guys to have some inclusive training for all your growth in your business. And the last thing I wanted to show you guys is, this is something I love, and this is where you'll spend most of your time, is you want to see how much you're making and where it's coming from. And so this is where you'll actually get your link. You'll choose whatever sales funnel that we have built, and when you choose that, it'll just spit out a link for you. If you're an advanced marketer, you can put pixels on your page. You don't have to know what that means, but it just means more tracking for you. And then you can actually see your member feed. So as every new trial customer comes into the system, you're going to see the date, their name, their status, so if they're a trial or a system member, how old they are as far as how long they've been in the system, what step of the formula that they're on. So if they're on step 2, you may want to contact them and say, hey, do you understand what you're learning in step 2 about the products or the system? And you can actually see your appointments. So when they make appointments with you, you can see your whole appointment calendar here and go ahead and work your business that way. You can see all their information. You can download that game plan that they filled out. You can send an instant message just like Facebook. Leave them notes, change their status. You guys can control your whole business if you choose, but just know this. We provide coaches for you to do all this, so you don't have to do any of it. They've been trained for the last 7 months. They're all over the world in all different languages and time zones. And if you're an IPAS Black member, you have the opportunity to use them, and it's really cool, okay?
They're users of the system.
And they are users of the system, yes. That means they are familiar with this. So this is where you're going to see your commissions as they come in. Now, we are separate. We are a separate company from Empower. We are not partners with them. We are not anything like that. We are completely separate. So what you see here, it will still show you the products that you're selling with Empower and how much you're making because of the API connection. Remember, that talks together, but it'll show you in real time, and you can actually sort by IPAS products or Empower Network or both and choose date ranges and all that kind of stuff. So pretty cool to see how your business is growing. Downline will just show you everybody that comes into your business, their information, and what level they're at. And then the last thing here really is the campaign stats. And this is just going to show you which links in which marketing that is working. So for example, like here's one funnel that says Adam Whiting, and now there's no tag. So if there was a tag, it would say Facebook or something like that. And it shows 10 hits, 7 unique hits, 0 leads, 0 trial members. But this will all start to populate. So you're going to start to see these numbers go up over time and say, wow, Facebook is just killing it. It's doing so well compared to email advertising that I'm just not seeing a lot of upsells or pro members come into the system. So you know where to divert your money or your time, okay? So it creates that certainty to know what's working. And then the last thing is just, here's what you got coming. Here's what you've been paid out so far. And then there's always, we have our own community in here. You guys, you can publish your own video back here to let you know, let your members know who your sponsor is. They can get to know you a little bit, connect your Facebook page in here, your blog. We have our own IPAS2 community as well. We have what's called a 20K club, a 100K club. For those of you that really break through some barriers, we'll reward you for that. Okay. And then the product section is just where you'll put your products. We will have cool things like t-shirts and all kinds of fun stuff that you guys can do and use. And at any point in time, your customers can actually upgrade right in the system just by clicking on their membership level. They click a button and you guys get paid automatically, okay? And the last thing, I didn't mention this before, but I do want to mention it, Vic, is the biggest hurdle that a lot of systems that I've seen or I've been part of is communication. How can you stay in front of people to keep them inclusive and keep them motivated, right? Of course, we'll always do webinars and hangouts, and that's why we have the TV station. And knowing that all you have to do is get trial members is very simple, but how do I communicate? How does Chris Jones or Vic communicate to his team? Well, we have a notification center that is really cool because every time a notification from a leader or a sponsor or the company ourselves, you'll see a little number that pops up by this bell. And so every time you log in, you'll say, wow, I have a notification. And that could just be your coach getting a hold of you or what have you. So you'll be able to see all the activity in your business. You'll be able to see all your messages from your coach in an archive just like this. And then you'll be able to see all our company updates, system updates, team updates, etc. It's all in one place and it's easy for people to find. They never have to leave. So as you can see, guys, we just wanted to cover every angle we could. But at the end of the day, a new person's job is just to get people to a link to get them to try the system. Once they get in there, they go through the formula, they learn about those three things that Vic mentioned, you know, the product, the system, and traffic. It makes sense. They're like, okay, I paid $7, $47 a month is nothing for all of this in one place, and I want to be able to make $2,000 per sale, so I'm going to buy those profit maximizers for a discount today. And oh, by the way, my coach just contacted me and made me feel really fuzzy inside because I know I'm making the right decision. So that, in essence, guys, is the IPAS system. It is accredited by Empower Network. We've been working months for that. They're behind us 100% and excited how we're going to grow this. And I'm just excited that, you know, Vic, you and I get to work together and bring some great value to the Beamers.
Awesome, Chris. So if I can bounce back and forth a few ideas with you and some questions that I want to clarify, and I think it'll be useful. By the way, folks, we will be answering quite a few of your questions, and I think this will clear quite a few things up here. So first of all, I want you guys to understand the power behind IPAS the way I see it. Okay, so the power behind IPAS is this. The system is not all about Empower Network. In fact, Empower Network is not even mentioned until, you know, later on in the process, in the back office of IPAS, that has been strategically led up to and kind of built up to that point. Okay, so they're just using Empower Network as a back end, which I think is very, very smart. So you have upfront money that is not related to Empower. Right, Chris?
Correct. Yep.
Front-end money, front-end conversions meant to offset your marketing dollars. So you have those trials, $7 trials, and then it rebuilds at $47. You get 70% commissions on that. So that's your one source of income outside of Empower. Okay, that's for the IPAS. There is also an upsell for $97, and you get to keep, is it 70% commission, Chris?
70.
Right. With a possibility, and you know, Chris, you and I, I asked you this question. I'm like, you know, what's your vision for the future? Do you guys plan on releasing other products that would be like a good fit for, or a good complement for what you already have there? And you know, there's the way the system has been built, which is really, I think, is really clever, right? From my perspective, is they can tweak it, they can angle it any way they want it. Right, so we can come up. Let's say they come up with another product, and you know they price it at $497 or $1,000. They can put that in front even before Empower Network, so you guys are getting commissions. It's all about demand in the marketplace. So if the marketplace is really, really hungry for, you know, I don't know, a conversion type product, right, or influence type product, right? Well, they can always pop that in there. and then you have all this money coming in before they even see Empower Network as a backend. Okay, so that's very, very important to understand. So there's front-end money and also back-end money. Okay, back-end money being Empower Network. Strategic, I just wrote a couple notes here, Chris, as you were talking. Strategic step-by-step guide for new prospects. So I think it's also very a cool way of positioning the system is taking people through a step-by-step process. Okay, so step one is you got to watch this video. When you watch the video, click this checkbox, say, hey, I've done watching this video, go to the next step, and the system leads them step-by-step, literally, so there is impossible to get confused, right, as long as they follow the step-by-step guide. But what's even more important is this step-by-step instructions has been laid out strategically to maximize your results, okay, to maximize your return, on your dollar, on your marketing dollar, okay, to maximize your conversions. You guys with me? So I think it's very, very cool. Another thing is, you have now an opportunity and ability to get your own coach that can close your sales for you. So if you don't want to, and I see this as a, as a turbocharge on your system, on your vehicle.
Absolutely.
Because A, your system is doing the work for you. B, you have your autoresponders working for you. And C, you have your coach working for you. If you want to, to have a dedicated coach to close your sales for you, any prospect that you send, right, that signs up for a free trial, you have a coach that can close your sales for you, okay? The back end being Empower Network, which we talk about, but also it's really, really cool, again, from my perspective, is that the way that you, Chris, the way that you guys build the system is not just about Empower Network. So if you wanted to, maybe if let's say something happened and there was no Empower Network, well, you could always pop another thing in a back end, or create a product, on a back end that's not related to any company or program. That can be your own product, whatever. Right. The system is built to handle that. Okay, so I think it's really cool. So it's built really for a long-term vision, which I think is really pretty awesome. Chris, I don't know if you talked about this because I had to step away for like 2 minutes. Mm-hmm. Genealogy tracking. So if somebody, that was really, really important for me, guys, because I know there is people, we wanted to make sure that there was no opportunity for anybody to pull any sort of shenanigans on the system and try to kind of outsmart the system, right, by cross-recruiting or trying to get people's downlines or whatever, right? So, Chris, you want to talk about how that's structured?
Yep, and that was a big thing for me. And being in this industry as long as I have, I've seen people, and a lot of times it's laziness, but it's just, hey, I'm just going to pull these people to this new thing and that new thing, and then you as a marketer spend a lot of time and resources to build that group or that loyal customer following. And so what I wanted to do was produce, and I have some great partners and engineers behind this, to eliminate cross-recruiting altogether in the IPAS system. Now, if somebody's going to go and leave and do something else outside of this, we could never control that. There's not a great wall of IPAS around us here, but as far as people cross-recruiting into this, you never have to worry because it actually connects to Empower Network and will combine with their genealogy. So, for example, let's say Vic's promoting IPAS2, but he's not an IPAS2 member himself, and so let's just say other people are recruiting his personally enrolled Empower Network people. So, of course, they come into IPAS. Vic's not in IPAS yet, okay? But the second Vic comes in, and he connects his system, it will take all those people that joined under other people and put them back where they belong with Vic. And so it's important that you register for IPAS2, but if for some reason some of your group already came into IPAS2, the second you connect the system, they'll merge right into you. So you never have to worry about someone leaving your genealogy for all the hard work that you've already done in Empower, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yep. Cool. So, okay. So the genealogy for both IPAS genealogy as well as the backend, which is Empower Network at this time, is going to be brought over. It's going to stay the same. So in other words, if you that's why, guys, I recommend. I just posted a link. If you can see at the top of your chat here, right? Look at the yellow highlighted. It's IPASBIM.com. Just go there, create your free account. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not. As soon as you sign up, and then your team signs up, and anybody that signs up under you from your recommendation, whatever, if you already have members in Empower Network, that genealogy will be brought over, and it will snap to the right place automatically in the back end.
And let me clarify too, Vic, if you would, just what you get. So what we did is we wanted to do something really special for people that are already part of BIM and Empower Network. And so by registering for free and the link down below, you're going to get IPAS the $7 for free, meaning you don't have to pay $7. You're going to get to try the system not for 7 days, but for 30 days. So before you even pay $47, you get to try it out. And then from there, you're also going to get the $97 upsell for free, so you don't have to pay for that. And then you'll just get to go in through it just like I showed you, as if you were a prospect, so you can understand it, and then turn it on and start promoting it, okay? And this does go live on the 4th. On the 4th, meaning Thursday, you'll be able to get into the system for free, get it acclimated, get everything set up, and then on the 8th of September, which is Monday, your links will go live, and you guys can go to town and use this thing.
Chris, you want to talk about the, do you guys still have that, I want to put you on the spot here, man, I don't even know what you're going to say to this, but about the founding members deal you guys had, is that still applicable or is that over?
What is this?
Yes, so the founding membership, I actually had slides made, but I'll just tell you, the founding members is the IPAS2 free link. So the link down below that you go, that is going to put you in as a founding member, and this will stop here in just a couple days. So you have a couple days to promote this and get everybody you know in for free now, and let them try it for 30 days. So all of you are part of the founding members group, meaning you'll get all those products for free. You'll be able to get your system connected. And if you've been in Empower for a while, and if you're all in and you have all the products, the second you connect the API, and we show you how to do that, it takes 2 seconds. The second you do that, it automatically will qualify you in IPAS, and everything will give you the full features that you need. So you don't have to do any manual labor, it's just automatic.
Yeah, cool stuff. So the idea is this, and that's why I would encourage you guys to actually get, if you don't have an account yet, if you already have an account, great. You know, if you don't have an account with IPAS yet, get it today. Get it like right now. Get it tonight. And the idea is you have 30 days, free trial. That's the perks of being a founder member. And in this 30 days is for you to, really you just need to get couple sales under your belt, and your system is pays for itself. Everything that comes in the back end for you, and from that point on, moving forward is pure profit for you. So I recommend that you get it. I think it's going to be a cool thing. Relationship between Big Idea, IPAS. Some of you guys are asking Magic Suite, High Traffic Academy. How is that all related? So High Traffic Academy is a standalone product that has nothing to do with Big Idea Mastermind or IPAS or Empower Network. High Traffic Academy is all about traffic conversions and high-level influence type training. Okay, so it's not just about traffic. We're building High Traffic Academy to be its own brand, its own education. The vision for High Traffic Academy is the most awesome course on traffic, conversion, and influence, period. That's what High Traffic Academy is all about, okay? Big Idea Mastermind is going to serve, there is going to be no marketing systems. We're going to be pulling the links, so if you guys have ads out there, whatever. By the way, Big Idea Mastermind is not even available in the state of South Dakota. If you live in South Dakota, you can't even promote it here because we shut it down, okay? We will be pulling the entire system down for promotions globally in the next few days. Okay, that's why I encourage you guys to get your IPAS free account. There's a link. Paul, you want to pop the link again so people have it, and then so you guys will use IPAS system, okay, to get the for marketing. Okay. They also have trainings. They also have educational materials, which you will have access to as well, okay? But because you are coming from Big Idea Mastermind, and because we are BIMers, okay, what we'll do is every single week, pay attention to my emails, because I'll